And we're live.
Okay, so Walt from Iron Realm Media is on KPIS FM right now. And of course, I'm late for everything, so this makes no difference here. Okay, well, it says that we're live now, so I don't know if we were live when I said all that, but it doesn't matter. Walt is live with, what did I say, DJ Kitten Mittens? I can't say that with a straight face. So they're on KPIS FM, and we're about to play that so you guys can hear it. So not exactly sure what the topic 100% will be. Josh said it's going to be probably a lot of things, so Karen's going to play it so y'all can hear it.
And I think barbiturates as well. You know, I think the pharmaceutical industry has a lot to do with this too. But so basically, around it was around this time that Paul changed. You know, and a lot of people think that you can look at pictures of Paul before, and Paul pre 1967 Paul don't look exactly the same. Now, no. I personally, I think they kind of look the same. That's what
you think it is. I didn't hear you. You think it is?
I mean, I don't. It's not that I don't. I mean, I think that all of this is very plausible. Like, I don't put it past the CIA to do any of this stuff. Like, I think that the people who are in charge of, did a whole episode that, Hitler is like living somewhere in like, in Argentina, like they have the resources to do this. I think, same with like Osama bin Laden. I think like a lot of, Mussolini had a fake, had a double, and then nobody knew about it. Hitler had like many doubles. Like, it's actually not hard to like double people, and this occurred in the age before social media. It was the dawning of mass media.
Kings did this. Kings in medieval times had
doubles,
yes.
And so I think, especially then, it was a lot easier to control who and what people saw of like people who were celebrities, because you were only seeing it on TV, on a black and white TV or whatever, in a controlled studio environment. And whereas like now it's like a celebrity.
Karen, get the corner wrench, please.
I did.
It's a little bit
hard. Thank you.
A little bit hard. And I think people zoom in on pictures.
Well, he's an asshole, but he's my asshole, so don't block him. Don't mess with that one. He's an asshole, but he's not an asshole like that. He was just being a smart ass.
Right. Well, 2 sides of that. I mean, I've even seen.
I'm gonna mute because I keep coughing like I'm.
Yeah.
But just his jawline, his chin, the whole 9 yards.
His jawline is different. His face is a little bit boxier as he gets older, or either he's a different person, or or he just like lost some baby weight or something.
Or maybe there was a crash and he did have some reconstruction.
Yeah.
There are pictures of his lip considerably damaged in some famous photographs. So that's possible, and just didn't. And then there are people who say the Beatles just cooked this whole thing up to have people like you and I talk about it 40 years later.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely
to drive the madness. So
yeah, I think that the thing that's interesting about all these like Illuminati, like, oh, look at these clues sort of things, is it's always very interesting, especially, people talk about Lady Gaga also, like, or Jay-Z, or all these people like dropping hints and clues. It's like,
there's not much hinting to it anymore. Days. It's almost like it's the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
The all seeing eye.
It's like trendy now.
it's like the cool thing, right?
Yeah, but I think the Beatles sort of started that. You know, they put Aleister Crowley on the cover of Sgt. Pepper's. You know, it's like
Many times with the OK symbol, many times with the devil horn symbol. Yeah,
yeah.
lots of.
And there was
Yeah.
yeah, and there was this like lost Beatles album. People refer to it as the Butcher album, which is
Yes.
the original cover of Yesterday and Today, where the Beatles are shown in like white lab coats, and they have basically like dismembered baby dolls covered in blood all over.
Yes.
And you know, this was original Paul. You know, it was released in 1966, so that's supposedly when the original Paul existed. And they think that like that was an attempt to sort of reveal like satanic and you know rituals sacrifice within the music industry. So
Well, these days it's so prevalent that I mean, we talked about one of my favorite artists on our first show together, B.O.B., and he talks about it in no uncertain terms that that's part of why he kind of stepped out of the limelight in the music business. I mean, he was a pretty big guy doing huge numbers with big stars, and then just stepped out and started releasing free music on a free site. He didn't have to pay a cent for it. And it was all truth. It was all about the Satan fact that all these people that say they had to sell their soul to get their record deal, it's not just a form of cute speech. You know, it's usually more to it than that. Talking about how he only got as far as he could in the industry, but he didn't want to, you know, kill his best friend. He got as far as he could before the industry let him had to hit a dead end, you know, that kind of thing. He's always talking about that to get to a certain point, past a certain point, you have to do something pretty hard, pretty heavy.
like to get to like a Jay-Z level
right.
or to like the Beatles level or anything like that. Maybe
So
Paul was the
you and I had the same thought. I was going to say it too.
But the thing is, I don't know. I think that Paul had we just talked about how the Beatles have this sort of like hypnotic quality to them. You know, people never, you know, well, Elvis, I think, was probably the first person that had that, you know, that power over people. But I think that the Beatles really took it to a new level. Like the Beatles really reached like archetype status, you know, and within the collective consciousness. And like they really rose above, you know, even John Lennon said himself and everyone got all mad that they were bigger than Jesus. You know, they really rose to this like sort of godlike state. And I think that there has to be some sort of mysticism involved in that. Like how could a group of four people, like I know that music is powerful, but like I mean that's crazy, you know?
Well, even as I was watching some stuff earlier, just to look at some old footage and hear some of the music, because it's been a while since I've checked it out myself. And we were watching one of the concerts. Actually, it may have been the Shea Stadium. And I mean, you can barely hear it, number one. And then, you know, it was so funny. Michelle was saying, well, I don't get it. I mean, all these girls are screaming, losing their mind. The guy on the video is talking about the, you know, just the insanity of the crowd, and they're not that cute. Yeah, they can sing harmony, but it's just pop music. It's not like earth-shattering, earth-changing. You know, it's not classical music. It's not Beethoven or anything. You know, what is this? What is it? What has affected people like this?
Yeah.
And there has to be more behind it, and that's again when you can step back and look at some people that were behind all this. The Tavistock Institute was all about mind control, using frequency that could be sent out through television, through radio, through all of these ways that could affect the way people feel. And I mean,
can you talk about the Tavistock Institute for a minute?
Surely, they were out of London. They were basically just a MI5. It's a little while. We're going to get into a lot of deep stuff here. Okay. They were a form of, they were basically the CIA for, you know, for for the UK. They were the ones who were doing all of the secret programs. They were where MK Ultra, MK Naomi, all of that began. That's where these documents were released from. That was where people like Carl Jung and Freud set up shop to create their whole psychology that was then used to, you know, profile people's minds, look at that certain mindset to and recruit them into these programs. They definitely, as we were going out of the Industrial Revolution and the Second World War, America was really looked at in the world as culturally a joke. I mean, you know, all these European, like, you know, classical music, classical painters, all of that. We had nothing like that. The first art, if you will, that was even recognized that might be known as American was possibly jazz music. Other than that, culturally, we were a mess. So the Tavistock Institute had the Stanford Institute set up here in America. And there's a lot more than that. There's many names, hundreds, but that's their main one. And it was kind of, that was the plan, was to use culture to bring America up to a certain status in the world's eyes, to kind of make them part of the one world culture, if you will. And then also to infiltrate that with their already set up mind control programs, these frequencies like the 440 versus the 432. Guess who paid throughout the world that had all the you know, music change, the literal printed up music across the world, all the instrumentation, all the tuners and things like that, that it would require throughout the world to change the worldwide tuning from 432 to 440. Guess who did that?
The Tavistock Institute.
Rockefeller had the money.
Oh, Rockefeller.
So, see, that's right, exactly.
That's so much.
So it just gets deeper and deeper the more you dig around into this.
And is there any, like, is it just, you know, a theory, or is there any, like, proof that the...
Joseph Goebbels was using these frequencies in Nazi...
well, no, not that. I totally believe that, but it's just the... Is there a direct connection between the Tavistock Institute and the Beatles? Or... The guy who wrote a lot of their lyrics, and I'm trying to find the name here. I had written some stuff down, but of course I left that in the other room. But the gentleman who wrote most of their lyric content, where did I put it? Let's see, was it not William Boredom? My goodness. A gentleman who was writing most of their lyrics was then tied back into the CIA back into the Tavistock Institute. And I'm digging through stuff here, my goodness. No, I'll never find it. I'm looking through too many notes here. It's okay.
But a lyricist, Edwin, something like that. He was tied into the Tavistock Institute, and he was the one who wrote a lot of their music, which would, you know, that's where the frequencies would have come from. I mean, a lot of people know that Paul McCartney and John Lennon were great lyricists, great musicians. There were always handlers, if you were. I mean, even today, you know, musicians, stars, they have handlers, they have people that control what is getting out there. There's no music, no message that gets out into a huge mass awareness level that somebody hasn't put their stamp on it. I mean, that's just throughout time. We've seen this over and over. The documents have been released. The Stanford Institute here in America, they are definitely an offshoot of the Tavistock. And with the MI5 knowledge, MK Ultra, and with it moving into the culture of music and the culture of television, because these were the first bands that were, you know, famous on TV like that. The Ed Sullivan Show.
Yeah.
The concept. I mean, that was being broadcast not only in their area in England, but across into the United States as well. So that by the time they got here, there was already a madness level that was just unbelievable. Like I said earlier, the police officers at Shea Stadium were just astounded and unable to deal with it. it really speaks to.
Somebody wrote Theodore W. Adorno.
I'm sorry?
Somebody wrote Theodore W. Adorno, who's a philosopher, who's a modern day philosopher. I don't think he was writing lyrics for the Beatles.
I'm not sure. That's not a name.
Oh wait, no, he was Theodore W. Adorno. That wrote all the Beatles songs as a cultural march. What? Wow. Okay, this is a whole new theory that
Hey,
just
that's good.
popped
I'm all
up.
about new theory. New theory.
Apparently, one of the finest conspiracy theories concerning popular culture is the claim that Theodore Adorno, a main figure in what has become known as the Frankfurt School, proponents an obscure academic approach to cultural criticism, branded as cultural Marxism, secretly wrote all the Beatles songs.
Oh, that might exactly be the name. Exactly. So
That's really weird. I know I was a philosophy major
and
and
how to pronounce it, so you have your own pronunciation in your head.
yeah, well, I was a philosophy major in school, so I studied some Adorno, but I never heard that.
Well, like I said, the Tavistock Institute were definitely the ones who were major developers of mass brainwashing techniques, and I mean they used it many different times. I mean, it's been released over and over through, prisoners of war, without their knowledge, soldiers without their knowledge, refugees, many people that were exposed to LSD, exposed to brain control techniques without their consent. In fact, I think it was Roosevelt and Churchill maybe that had the special operation order in around like 38 that were part of the OSS and the CIA. Well, the OSS became the CIA, and basically using the same guidelines that the Tavistock Institute were using. And I mean, that's what they were set up about and for, was mind control. There was no doubt about it. And when they set up the Stanford Institute, they actually have an outreach part that goes into NASA. Hello, flat Earth. And see
I was wondering when the flat Earth was going to come in.
Always connected. Everything is connected, and it usually is aimed at keeping us either dumbed down, in the dark, scared of reaching the power that we could reach if we would just stop being distracted and confused by so many lies in our world. It usually is all connected. That's really the secret behind all of this stuff. It really is.
Yeah, it really is all connected. So I think here's a theory I'm going to throw out. The Beatles were involved in some secret society stuff, and they with the what is it? The
Tavistock. Yes.
The Tavistock Institute.
There's the Tavistock. There's the Brookings Institute.
They're definitely using some Crowley magic.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's why Crowley's on their cover. And also, we all know Led Zeppelin. I've talked about it a few times. Led Zeppelin was also using Crowley magic, and Jimmy Page so Aleister Crowley, who, if you don't know who Aleister Crowley is, just do a quick Google search. But Aleister Crowley was a 19th century British occultist who did some really weird, fucked up shit revolving around chaos magic and just black magic in general. He basically said in one of his books, you can go to, I don't know why, well, I do know why because of the Illuminati, but you can literally go to Barnes and Noble and buy books on necromancy that he wrote. And in it, they say that the most potent spiritual magic is from the sacrifice of a virgin boy, like child boy. So I think that all of these, and I'm really starting to sound like those church ladies in the 70s. They're all using satanic magic to control our minds.
I know. That's what I was thinking too. The deeper I found all that level of this, it was like, wow, some of that stuff I used to laugh at it might not have been so crazy after all.
No, and the thing is that the church, like, okay, so Jimmy Page, Aleister Crowley is like had bought this like mansion next to Loch Ness, and where the Loch Ness monster is.
Nessie, oh
Yeah, and so they think basically he was performing this very long ritual where he was like opening like gates to other realms, and it got so intense that he never finished it, and he basically like didn't close the door to the other side, and he just sort of abandoned his like ritual that he's doing in this cabin. Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin bought this cabin. Like he owns it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's all just crazy.
It's not crazy. I mean, it really isn't when you look at the imagery, when you look at what goes on in the industry today. I mean, I'm sure you've read up on some of the Maria, the sex magic lady, that like Gaga was at her dinners. And
Oh yeah, Maria Abramovich.
Yeah.
She's an artist.
She's a air quotes artist.
Yeah.
And it's obvious satanic rituals that they're doing right there in front of everybody.
Yeah.
It's just art.
Yeah.
Music is just art.
Yeah, somebody in my spiritual community brought this up the other day about the art. Somebody in the chat, in the KPIS chat, just sent us a link, which I've seen before, that Barbara Bush is the daughter of Aleister Crowley, and
yes, indeed.
Barbara Bush looks more like Aleister Crowley than the original Paul looks like new Paul.
Yes, she does. It's scary. It's almost like it's him just with a wig.
Yeah, it is a little bit crazy.
He actually has been had a hand in a lot of things. He was in the formative years of NASA. He had a hand in it. And
so he's in the hand in the flat Earth then.
Yes, ma'am. He also had a hand in Scientology. He was there with Hubbard trying to do rituals out in the desert to bring the Antichrist into the world. During the time they were hanging out with Oppenheimer while he was creating the atomic bomb. So again, all these things are connected.
They're all connected. Another thing, we have 15 minutes. We have so much to talk about. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, okay, we covered Paul's dead. He looks different. His Cupid bow is different. His face is a little bit slimmer. People say the music isn't as good. There are several things. There are several times. So Paul has been original Paul, 1966 Paul, was quoted many times as saying, talking about how he's left-handed. He's very famous for being left-handed. And he talked about how when he was in grade school, the teachers used to try to break him, like, try to make him right-handed. And as hard as they tried, they just couldn't. It was just ingrained in him. He's just left-handed. And there are several times post-1966 that Paul McCartney has been shown picking up his bass and going to play it right-handed, or, lighting somebody's cigarette right-handed, and, just doing things that somebody who is left-handed dominant wouldn't do. So, the other thing is there has been some analysis of his handwriting. The paternity certificate for his son that was born in 1984 was signed by a right-handed person. The other thing is that there was this group, and this is where I'm a little bit shaky on details, but there was this like Italian group of like forensic people who were like, studying forensics, and they were like masters in like, forensic documentation and identification. And just for shits and giggles, they were like, oh, let's look into the Paul's dead theory, because they wanted to disprove it. And so they analyzed all of these pictures of like pre-Paul, of Paul and Fall, basically.
Right.
And they ended up proving to themselves that it's a different person.
That was the forensics that I had mentioned earlier. I couldn't remember who they were.
Yeah, I don't know.
At that point, you almost have to go, okay, it's a different person. So then why? And why has this been, done? And that ties back into the whole, well, if they were set up to be this cultural force that would mold people's not just thoughts, but their whole way of changing just culture and the whole world. Set up with that in mind. This was the plan. Well, we can't let this fall apart. We've already got this massive, huge appeal, this massive control they almost have over the audience when they're in concert. So they can't let that chance go by to implant whatever the message was, whatever the frequency was at the time, whatever is done to people at that point. We can't let that stop. So here's this guy. He's an artist. We can do a few things surgically, throw a mustache on him, throw it out there. And then, okay, if they're going to do that, why would they see all these clues? Why would they let people know in the first place? Why wouldn't they just hide it to the end of days? Well, that gets into that whole magic thing. A lot of, one of the things you find again and again with these people in control that seem to just live in this magical, what is a lesser form of magic, is to actually reveal to you what they're doing, to reveal it to you almost in a mocking way, to put it in your face, to hold it over you, and they're kind of like, ha ha, look what I'm doing, and you can't even figure it out, and they gain even more energy that way.
Yeah, like is that part of the chaos magic to like create sort of confusion, like they're drawing energy out of like confusion? I don't really know because I don't want to look into it because I feel like it fuels it. But there was these group of like black magic wizards in my hometown, and they were really into the occult, and they used to put these sigils everywhere, and they were like tattoo artists, and which is why I also thought they're into the occult, is because like, you know, the occult and like black magic and all this stuff are very into like blood rituals. And so what is the best way to do a blood ritual without anyone noticing is to be a tattoo artist, because you're dealing with blood all the time. So this guy, like in my hometown, he used to put these posters up all over the city. And one of the posters would like say the location of his shop, but the location of his shop was literally a made up street. It was like not even real. It didn't exist. I mean, it would say Twine Street between, you know, Pearl Street and 4th Street. And Pearl Street and 4th Street exist, so you'd go to that spot and nothing would be there. And I was like, I thought that they just did that on purpose to confuse people, and then they were like drawing upon that energy, you know?
Right.
I sort of think that's the same thing. Like they do all this stuff that they give us a little bit of information, but like it just confuses us because we don't know the whole story. And like, but our minds are being put there, so they're like drawing some energy from it.
And it's all about energy. That's why the frequencies were changed. That's why music does what it does. I mean, I used to sing a lot more than I do now, and there's just times when you're singing, you hit those just right notes, you sing the right song. Hey, you can be in the car singing along, or hear the right song, you get that chill up and down your spine.
Yeah.
Music is a powerful, emotional thing that touches you spiritually. So for them to then use it in a way that can change us, control us, it just, I mean, it's almost like how would they not do it? I mean, these people are power mad, they're crazy, psychopathic. Whether you believe in any of this satanic rituals or blood magic or any of that, really doesn't matter, because they believe in it and they're the ones in control.
That's very true. And I just had to take a screenshot. Sorry, that was me taking a screenshot of someone saying the Oracle hours of Echelon on K-Piss, because that's also true.
Awesome.
I wanted to, the next show, they're standing outside, but I need to touch on this before we leave. Is okay, we've talked about Paul being dead, but John's dead too. And I mean, and George is dead. And some people think that George died because there's a book, it's called The Last Testament of George Harrison.
Yes.
And that he was going to reveal all of this stuff, and then they killed him. Also, lately, I guess Ringo Starr's been posting stuff on his Facebook.
He definitely did, and he got taken
down. About how they replaced Paul, because Ringo's the only one that can talk about it now. And I guess John Lennon had also had made a few comments about like Paul being a replica, and then he gets assassinated by what people think, you know, is a Manchurian candidate, because David Chapman
Mark David Chapman
was carrying the book Catcher in the Rye in his pocket. Whoa, did you just repeat me?
I said it too.
Okay, I was like, that is really creepy. I was like, oh my God, they're listening. Yeah, Catcher in the Rye is, you know, it's believed to be sort of a trigger for these. Wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald also reading Catcher in the Rye or something like that?
Number of mass shooters that have been found with this either in their possession on their person or in their personal effects at their home or whatever. It's kind of a running theme.
Yeah, so thank God I never read that book. It was assigned to me in school, and my ex-boyfriend really liked it. But I was like, I tried to read it. I was like, this was boring, and I never read it.
It must just be filled with trigger words.
I think it has to.
That has to be it, you know. Which, if you don't know about that, then that'll be another show.
Yeah, I did do an MK Ultra episode really early on, probably in like April, but I could definitely revisit it. But besides the fact that, you know, Paul McCartney or John Lennon was, you know, definitely like a planned execution. I don't think it was like a lone shooter. I definitely think that there was something behind it. I also think that John Lennon might have been replaced, because there are pictures of John Lennon that literally look nothing like a younger John Lennon.
Yeah.
And I do think, you know, I was listening to his podcast earlier, and the girl was trying to say that John Lennon, you know, he was a lot huskier in his youth. You know, he wasn't like really thin.
Right.
And in the 70s, he was quite thin. I do know, because I was, you know, Beatle fanatic, is that, you know, John Lennon also got very involved with heroin. So that's sort of the basic excuse. Like, you know, he had a heroin addiction and he got really skinny. But they're just like, I don't know, his nose just looks really different, and just like, he just looks like really different to me. And, you know, I know people who have been ravaged by drugs, but like the bones in their face don't change, you know?
You just see more of them.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I always thought, ever since I was young, I thought that was weird. I just always thought that John looked like way different than he did when he was younger.
See, I've never looked at that idea, so now I'm gonna have to go dig into
that. Yeah, you should go look at that, because I feel like the John Lennon double looks nothing like him. And the other thing I want to say before we wrap up is that even though I know all of this stuff, because of these frequencies and all of this stuff, I'm still like not immune to it.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah.
What happened? Oh my God. I can't breathe. Did it end? I know she said there was 15 minutes left a few minutes ago.
No, it just started buffering and now it won't.
Was that your internet that said the internet connection is not strong enough? Did you hear that, or was that mine in my ear?
Like, why is
Here we go. Oh shit, buffering again.
Teen Girl, 1996, like obsessed.
The shit.
So the Beatles, like that makes no sense. And also, I really, really got obsessed with the recording artist Drake. Like, I loved Drake. So, and I remember I used to hate Drake. Drake used to do features on songs, and I'd be like, this is trash. Like, this song is like not good. This song is trash. And then I don't know what song. Actually, I do know what song I heard. It was Hell Yeah Fucking Right. Ever since I listened to that song, things switched love. And it does feel like endorphins, you know, when you get that like crap. That's the next show. They just walked in the room. And
thank you so much for having me, ma'am.
Thank you. Oh, plug. You got some new stuff in the works.
We are on TFR, Truth Frequency Radio, and iHeart Radio. The new show is called The Ironworks. We're on Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Central. Early, but hey, that's the best way to start your day.
That is a great way.
You know, The Iron Realm. You can catch us always on YouTube, The Iron Realm Media.
That's great. You should have me on sometime.
We definitely will. I was going to ask you as soon as we put off the air, but now it's official. Please.
It's official. It's on the air. Well, thank you so much, Flat Earth Ted. It was a pleasure as always. I'm sure I'll have you on again because we have a lot to talk about.
Yes, ma'am. I had a blast. Thank you.
Have a great night. And
Keep it flat.
Keep it flat. I didn't mean to cut him off, but I love that outro. He said keep it flat. What's up, Tape Slash Crap? Tape Slash Crap's next. This is DJ Kitmans, aka Young Oracle, and damn, man, if anything happens to me, please investigate. Because we talked about some really fucked up shit tonight. So I'm scared for my life, all right? So have a great night. We're here every week. The Golden Stream. KPIS.
I guess that's it. That's it.
Dude, they need more time. Like, it's like they were bouncing around so much from conspiracy to conspiracy, like none of it had enough time to even discuss anything except for the idea of it. So that was kind of
Yeah. It was only 1 hour. You spend 1 hour just talking about one thing.
yeah. So that was kind of. But I mean, it takes time to talk about that stuff. That's the thing. Like, that's like with us. That's why we sit here for so long. That's what I was telling them when I was on Iron Realm earlier. Like, it's crazy how. Remember when I first started streaming, dude? I was like, I said, some people get addicted to drugs. I got addicted to live streaming.
Could be worse.
It's like looking at it now. It's like I have no idea how the hell I did that. How was I always on? And now it's like I can't even find the time to do a stream. I'm always so busy. This cough hurts, dude. I don't know where it came from, but it is a monster.
Yeah, my kids have been coughing too. It's going around.
Sucks. But could be worse. I could be dead. Oh, let me drop this link in the I don't know if this is in the chat. Probably like 2 people. I don't know. I'm so tired of arguing about Bill Hicks, yo. They keep talking about a video, but nobody will link the video. I don't know what they're talking about. But honestly, let me tell y'all something. If anybody knows what it's like to be accused of something that you're not, it's me. I get it. Bill Hicks probably did some stuff to some people, but I haven't seen it. I haven't gotten anything done to me by him. I know that people love going around accusing, not saying that I think that's what anybody's doing. I'm just saying, number one,
Breaking
when I
up.
was in Iron, shit. when I was in Iron Realm Media's panel earlier, I saw something that kind of pissed me off. And I mean, I love Z Proxy. That's a good, not saying anything bad about them, but they banned Charles. I'm always having to unban Charles, Flat Earth Math, and Bill Hicks. Until I see either one of them harm somebody, I'm going to continue to unban them on my channel and channels that I know do not ban people for just for being a. The reason that this person, I know everybody knows who Flat Earth Math is, Charles. The reason that he got banned was because he's a fucking globehead. I'm trying to stop cussing, Lord.
Yeah.
He
is annoying. Though. I find him.
He is very annoying, but he's harmless. He's harmless. He wasn't causing trouble. He wasn't doing anything wrong. And even Rob from Iron Realm Media was like, shit, why'd you do that? So I unbanned him. But it's like, why? That really annoys me. I'm going to say this again to my mods. Please do not ban people just because they don't believe they're not spinning. You were there. You were there once too. You were there. You used to believe the earth was spinning. So did I. We all did. I mean, not that I don't appreciate every single one of you, because I don't know what I would do without you sometimes. But I'm just saying, just don't ban people for dumb reasons. Like, if you have a problem with somebody personally, that doesn't have anything to do with my channel. That's all I'm saying. And I'm saying it with love. With the peanut butter cookie in my mouth. But I'm going to drop this link now. I said I was going to do it 10 minutes ago. Because I'm trying to get my battery to charge. This was the only charger that charged my phone. It stayed in the hole. And now it's not working either. It's like it's like my phone is a big slut. Like you put the charger and it just falls out. Loose ass bitch.
I put the link to your Hangout in Discord, and a couple of them are in the chat.
Have you talked to the Morgile lately?
No, I know he was on Glowbusters today, but I haven't talked to him.
I mean, it's my own fault because I keep saying, huh?
Do we want to try to get a hold of him?
Oh no, he's sleeping. He has work in the morning. He has to get up at 5 o'clock every day. But I'm saying, like, I was gonna call him earlier. I don't know. I got distracted and I didn't, and I should have, because I really need to talk to him. This is like the longest I've ever gone without talking to him. I haven't talked to him in like 3 weeks. It's weird.
Yeah, well, he's going through some stuff too, though.
Yeah. I know. And I understand that. That's why I like, look how horrible I am with calling people. That's why Josh texted me. I saw he texted me earlier, and and he texted me the other night, and I didn't reply. Like, I'm horrible. Like, I feel like if I say this, it's going to sound really wrong. It's like certain people I reply to like right away, but it's only like 3 people, you know? Like, other than that, it's like I intend on answering people. It's just like sometimes it's just like I forget. But there's only like, actually I could say probably there's only like 2 people that I answer right away. And you're one of them. Well, my kids too, but Maria's doing a cartoon. I wonder what she's doing. Oh, let me go put this link in there for the fishes. Dude, this cough is like killing me. Holy shit.
Yeah, that sounds bad, girl. Sounds bad.
I don't know where it came from either. I was totally fine earlier. Like, and it hurts so bad, and I can't. It's like I feel like I'm like, I don't know, like I have, like my breath doesn't last as long. You know what it is? It's because I have no marijuana and I haven't had any for like 4 days, and I haven't gone without weed for, oh my god, it's probably been like 6 months, longer than a day. So I'm probably having like withdrawals from it. Golly.
Bill Hicks says it's chemtrails.
Yeah, he's probably right. Ding, 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 ding. That's funny. I'm not in the chat because I was I'm on my phone, so I was giving the link out. Yeah, you never sent me the link to that Discord server.
Which one?
ODDs.
Oh, okay. Well, are you on Discord? Like, I tried to friend you on there and talk to you, but then you never replied, so I just assumed you weren't.
I know, because I deleted it. But
so you deleted your I still see Candy Shop.
yeah, I still have it. But like I started my server and I never like okay, so I started like I set it all up, started my server, and then like I was on the phone with Dan Falconback and I was like, yo, I just started a Discord server, and I sent him the link and he friended me. So like I think he's the only friend I have. And then he sent me his Discord and I was like, well, what the fuck I need one for then?
No,
I don't need one.
There's plenty of servers. I can tell you right, I have a server, but nobody's on it. Like I only use it to talk to one person. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Wonder who that
6,
is.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14 Flat Earth Discord servers on Discord. Freaking 14. Well, one of them's not really Flat Earth because that's Vosto's server from Games Exposed, and it's not really Flat Earth. It's just all fuck off stuff.
Did you watch him in ODD? I still haven't even watched it.
Yeah, I did. I watched it when it was streaming.
Oh, you did? I see. I didn't even know. I know you told me it was coming on, but I forget. Like, if you don't, like, okay, if I hadn't been talking to Walt when that stream just happened, I would have forgot about it. And we were just talking about it when I was on their show earlier, like that soon ago. And I forgot that quick. And then he was like, I'm going to be on KPIS in 10 minutes. And I was like, oh, shit. Thank God you said that because I forgot already.
You want to see my messy Discord? This is Discord.
Hold on, I'm not in the Hangout.
Look at all the people they got in chat right now. Look at this, all in one chat room.
Wait, I'm coming back. Hang on. My phone's being slow. Where is that? Wait, let me clear all my notifications so I can find this damn ongoing call. Okay, it's not there. Hold on. You know what? This phone can kiss my ass. I feel like I wanted to drown it in the toilet. For real. Hate it. I want my phone back. I'm gonna go find it.
Oh, look at the pretty sundog pictures they're posting.
Well, I can't. It's not even in my list of hangouts as an ongoing call. What is going on? Oh, yeah. Hold up. Okay. All right, I'm back.
Anyway, so this is ODD's server.
I should have put the link in his on his live stream. That's what I usually do. But
oh wait, this server is not really, well, this is just a moderator's private server, so that's nothing important, but here we got Globebusters. No, a lot of these servers aren't really that active. Like Globebuster server is really not that active in flat earth stuff or anything really. See, oh, you can see like Globebusters links. Like that's how active it is. There's like 3 weeks of Globebusters in a row.
I have missed Globebusters for 3 weeks in a row. Speaking of, I didn't even, when you said John was on the Globebusters today, I was like, holy shit! I cannot believe I missed it again.
Jeranism server is pretty quiet too. And then Turquoise Dragon has 2. He's got 2.
Turquoise Dragon. Yeah, oh no. Never mind. No, it wasn't about Turquoise Dragon. I don't know why. Like, and for some reason, I think because I just met Justin Bernard and Turquoise Dragon at the same time. Somehow, like those two, I always kind of get them mixed up.
No, Turquoise Dragon's name's Anthony.
Yeah, I know. I have him on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
He's so fucking stupid.
Who?
Dakota. Look in the group chat. Listen to his voice thing on Facebook.
Buddy! Cigarettes tonight.
Stupid.
Oh, buddy! I scored big cigarettes tonight. Mohammed?
It's like a fucking cartoon character. He's worse than me, buddy. Damn, I'm gonna.
The IPS Discord, boy, that one's really quiet.
Really?
Yeah. There's like nothing going on in this server almost ever.
I'm surprised. Is IPS even active in there?
Mm-mm. I don't even know who is in charge of it.
I dropped my phone.
Dan posts in it.
I don't know. Like, people keep telling me to come to Discord and stuff, and I'm just like, I can't handle. You saw my notifications. I still have like 30 text messages I haven't looked at right now. Like, I can't commit to anything else. I don't want to like. I don't want to download anything else. I don't want to look at any more notifications. I can't even get the people I want to talk to me. Think I want to talk to strangers? I'm just playing. I don't really want to talk to anybody half the time. Like, only because I'm doing so many things all the time, and it's just like, and then then the other half of the time I'm either driving or sleeping, and then when I'm awake and not driving, it's like I'm trying to do laundry, dinner, dishes, sweep, mop, scrub toilets all at the same time, and everybody wants to talk, you know? It's like, sometimes I'm just overwhelmed with it. So I just don't open anything. You know? I just can't keep up sometimes. And then other days I'm like looking for somebody to talk to sometimes. Like, One or the other. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh my god. Look at this GIF. It's like people
Hold on. I'm on Facebook. Hold on. I was trying to figure out what he was talking about, but now I know what he's talking about. I asked Ryan to come. I know I keep saying every time I say Ryan, everybody, oh, who the fuck you talking about? Dakota. I asked him to send me the link to that video. Remember that I was telling Shane about, and I said I'm not scrolling through a gazillion messages to look for it. I don't even know when he sent me that. What the hell is that? A bunny rabbit on the toilet. What the hell? Come sit next to me. No matter where you look, what for curvature you won't find. Oh my god! So check it out. Last night was. Did you see how much that guy paid for a 2-hour ride?
Mm-hmm.
So he gets in my car, right, and he's drunk. This was the congressman for the Philadelphia. Said that wrong. The attorney for the congressman of Philadelphia. So he gets in my car and he's like, after a few seconds, he's like, "You want to hear something crazy?" And I was like, "Okay." No, I said, "Try me, buddy." And he was like, "I don't know where I need to go. I have no idea what the address is." And I was like, "Oh, great. This is going to be fun." And so he was like, and I was like, "You want to hear something even more crazy?" He's like, "What?" I said, "The earth is flat." And he was like, "No, what?" And he was going on about I don't even know, dude. He was just like, finally I was like, I gotta record this conversation, because he was like trying to tell me, he said, just keep on driving until I had to stop reading. I was trying to get on the chat on YouTube, but I couldn't do that and talk at the same time. So anyway, he was like, just keep me on this clock and drive until I convince you that this earth is not flat. And I was like, are you serious? And he's like, oh yeah. So I want to, I recorded it. I'm so mad at my phone, this piece of shit. I was more mad last night about the guy stealing my shit than I ever was, because I have no memory. This phone only comes with 8 gigabytes, right? And then like I have an 8 gigabyte memory card in it. So the phone system takes like 6 gigabytes of those 8 gigabytes. So it really only has like 2 gigabytes. And it's like I have to have my Uber app and my Lyft app, and then like just like all I have on my phone is Facebook, Messenger, Twitter, YouTube, Hangouts, like just apps that I use. I don't have no extra bullshit. You know, like I don't have any games. I don't have nothing extra. Just social media apps and work apps like Lyft and Uber. So my memory was basically full. So after 40 minutes of the conversation, I got a notification saying that it cut it off because I ran out of memory. And I was like, no. Strong enough to pull out Apple's microphones, but not millions of dollars. That's one of the claims that I made last night. Well, I didn't say apples and microphones, but I was talking about the water.
Candy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
Oh, sorry. I was sending a message. But so after 40 minutes, it cut off. So I kept trying to hit record again. Hi, Josh.
Hey,
And
what's up?
Hi, Dick.
Stand up and say my name.
So anyway, Josh, did you hear the beginning of the story?
No, I just hopped on it now.
Okay, because you're going to get a kick out of this. Last night, guy gets in my car. Can you just hit rewind on the stream and listen? Fuck. Damn! So this guy gets in my car, right? And he turns out to be he's the attorney for the congressman of Philadelphia. He was down here for the Eagles game. And who just died?
Me. Okay.
I should have known that was you. So he tells me when he gets in the car he's drunk. He's like, "You want to hear something crazy?" I said, "Try me, buddy." He's like, I don't know where I need to go. I have no idea what my address is." And I was like, "What? Oh my god, this is gonna be fun." So he was like, I was like, "You want to hear something even more crazy?" He said, "What?" I said, "The earth is flat." And he's like, "No." Just was like blabbering shit. And I was like, "Oh, great." And so he was like, "I tell you what." He's like, "Fuck this address." He said, "Drive this motherfucker until I convince you the earth is not flat." I was like, "What? Are you serious?" And he was like, "Yes." And so that's what I did. And I drove until 4:30 this morning. It's like 4:13 this morning. And it was a $68 and 22-cent ride for him to still be wrong.
Tried. It didn't work. Give me 500.
Yeah.
Congressman, whatever the fuck your name is.
So when he got out of your car, did he realize that the world was flat?
You know what I heard? Like he
flat ground.
He called his people that he came down here with like 3 times to get the address, and like he kept forgetting the address by the time he hung up the phone. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was drunk. So because he was okay, I'm gonna tell you why he forgot the address, because he remembered like the street name, but he couldn't remember the numbers because he's not from here. They rented a house out on the lake out in Belmont, and when he was on the phone with these people, he was like, "Yeah, I'm right now trying to decide if the earth is round or flat." And then he said something that he was looking for some keys, and he's like, "Oh, they fell off the counter? Must have been gravity." Like, he was making jokes about the flat earth with the people on the phone every time he called them. So by the time he hung up the phone, it had been 5 minutes since he freaking got the address. So that was an interesting conversation. Like, I was like, I asked him, I was like, "Can I record this? Like, this is going to be great. I already know. Like, because you're not going to be able to convince me ever. Like, it's been 2 years. I've been trying to convince myself. You can't convince me." And he's like, "You're just not, you just need me to tell you. That's why." I'm like, "Oh my God." So 2 hours. And I was like, "Dude, he kept saying, this is provable, whatever." I said, "You keep saying it's provable, but you ain't proved me shit. Not one. Like, you can give me one proof. Just one proof." He couldn't do it. Like, I'm gonna see. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna try to play a clip from this and see if you guys can hear it. Hold on, because it's on my phone, but I'm on my phone, so I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I might have to send it to one of you guys to play it. Let's see. My phone won't freaking charge. All right. Let's see.
Dude, so last night I dropped like 3 people off at this party, right? And like 45 minutes later, I was still kind of in the area, and I got a ring, and it morning was the same guy because it had the same name. Drove over there. Yeah, it turned out it was the same guy. Him and one of the other guys that I originally dropped off got in my car. Wow, guys, the party's. You guys already done with the party? He goes to sit down and he goes, yeah. He goes, too many straight people. And I was like, wait, what? Like, and I just kind of like, I couldn't help myself. I just kind of like chuckled, right? Like, what the, like, that was like the craziest excuse I've heard for leaving a party. Too many straight people. And so I just started talking to him and, like, he was just, it was weird because he was trying to, it sounded almost like he was trying to play off the whole, like, I'm gay, so feel sorry for me kind of thing into this world. And I was just like, well, I can see where you're coming from as far as being at a party that you don't feel comfortable at. I'm all, that'd be like me walking into a gay bar or something with someone that I know and all of a sudden realizing that I'm in a gay bar and feeling really uncomfortable. I'm all, I can get that.
Well, I don't understand it. I mean,
Did you
if you're-
realize it when 5 guys asked you, "Hey, sir, can I push your stool in for you?"
when you're going to a party, like this is a general party at a house. I mean, chances are almost everybody there is gonna be straight, anyways. I mean, that's weird.
Right? And so, like, I was just talking to him about all kinds of stuff, and I asked them if they ever hung out by like West Hollywood or anything like that, and they kind of made a face like, no, that's kind of like out of our range kind of deal. And I was like, yeah. I go, you know what? I got no problem with anybody being gay, but dude, I don't need to be driving by like store windows and seeing some mannequin and assless chaps and
That's what
like
it looks like on
leather
Bourbon
straps.
Street.
And so they were like laughing, and I like it came up about something crazy, right? And I was kind of pulled the same thing that you did, where I was
Candy.
like, yeah, that's not crazy. This
crazy.
is crazy. And I threw flat Earth at them. And of course,
Hold up.
like at first they were like, well, doesn't make any sense, this and that. And dude, by the time they got out of my car, they were just like completely just flabbergasted. Like, what the hell did we just get ourselves into kind of thing?
It's easier to be gay, I guess, than say you have a sexual addiction problem, because that's pretty much all they have.
Hello.
All right, let me see if you can hear this. Hold on. Can you hear this?
I see that.
Ice, ice, baby.
I'm just trying to get around this guy.
Candy.
Well, now he moves.
Candy words.
Could you hear it?
Candy words.
What?
And you guys are off to North Wanda Drive, right? Okay.
Hey, Josh, mute for a second.
Oh, ready.
Oh, shit.
You want to see it in its full glory? Watch this.
Come on, dude.
What happened?
Damn, the whole thing's gold?
Silver and gold. Silver. I think. It's all gold. Never mind.
Wow.
Black Hills, too. That's gold, silver. That's a gold middle. Because, look, it's pounded into it.
Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this time right. This one straight.
It's handmade. There's no maker's marks or nothing.
Is that band silver or gold?
Low carat gold. This is high carat gold in the middle because it's really yellow. This is like.
I don't like how when you first start with the GPS.
So
Yeah,
light.
I know. Yeah. And you can turn in.
Look out! This is a big one.
Okay?
Gotcha.
All right, let me see if you can hear this. Hold on one sec. I'm not in. Can you hear this?
Muchísimas discusiones pasadas. Y estoy parlando su fino che Twitter, un exempel som är claro, che Billy tycker att det är men han
Could you hear that?
alla pada per programma della che tu stai per calcia meno.
Hold on, let me try again. Could you hear it? Yes, no, maybe. Oh my God!
Negative.
Okay.
Don't you start screaming. I ain't
All
having
right, let
it.
me see what I can try. I know what I can do. All right, I'm gonna log into my Google on my other phone. Hold on.
Oh, Derek. Dude, of course, I caught it all on video, too. So all I'm doing is, oh, Dick. I'm like, Mark. I'm like, Marcus. He won't come. I'm like, this motherfucker thinks I'm fucking with him. We're in the middle of the ghetto. We're in the middle of the ghetto, and it's dark outside, right next to the bridge where all the bums hang out, dude. I'm like, dude, get your fucking ass over here. I got
Marcus was with you?
Yeah, I got a fucking chunk over here. He still didn't. I had to fucking grab it out the hole and run. Fuck. It's gonna be a great episode. I'm gonna put the headline is gonna be, I found a crack pipe at the police station. It's gonna blow up, dude. I really did find a crack pipe in the grass in front of the police station. Terrible. Got that shit on video as well. And then I go into a little rant about these motherfuckers talking shit online and they don't even know the backstory. When I never even talk shit to nobody. All I said was, why, buddy? Why, buddy? Why, buddy? Hey, buddy, why?
Karen left. That's not good. She's streaming.
Uh-oh. I can't stream. I'm fucking strike because of a fucking 30-second ghost video. What the fuck happened?
Let me see.
I haven't even checked to see if they responded to my appeal.
That's so fucked up, though. I don't even understand that.
I don't either. I think, you know what happened? It happened right after you guys said those dudes were watching you and they were posting your shit on stream, on live.
Wait, what?
You and Karen were talking about some dudes that you guys were fighting with. They were fucking putting you guys on blast. Like, it was that same night that happened. And we were on my channel. Though, buddy.
No, but I don't know. Like, I haven't even told you anything about that. Like,
I don't want to know.
You'll understand it. You'll understand it when I tell you about it, but I really don't feel like
I don't want it right now. I'm too stoned right now, and I'm too good.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it like right now. I'm not saying none of that stuff.
Grr.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, fine.
I don't know where Karen is. Like,
fine then.
What?
Nothing, buddy.
Apparently, I left that chat in my sleep too. I mean, I didn't even know I left it. Karen, had all these messages from Karen. Like, the last text message, "Are you okay? I saw you left Joker's chat." And then I had a Facebook message from her saying, "Why'd you leave the chat?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And so I told her to add me back. Like, I did that shit in my sleep, dude. I was sound asleep.
Me too, buddy.
And then my phone got turned off while I was on somebody else's show today.
That's awesome.
What?
Said that's awesome.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking about right. All right, let's see if I can do this now. Let's see. Karen said her internet crashed. She's working on it.
I hate that shit.
She'll be back. If not, in time, I'll still have to start another one. I don't know what my kids did to my computer, but it's not coming on anymore.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm quite pissed.
I'd be mad a little bit. Oh, buddy.
She says the stream dead. No. What?
No,
She
you
got
got
like 3 more
2 more
minutes.
minutes. 2 more minutes. Your best.
Preparing automatic repair. And then when it tries to do that, it says automatic repair failed and it's not letting me do anything on my laptop. It's pissing me off.
I'll bet you YouTube knows.
What's wrong with my computer?
Yeah, just Google that shit. I can't believe it, buddy. I got more gold. That's number 55 for the year.
Really?
Yep, 55 rings.
Oh my god.
I know, right? The guys on the club, they're like, "What is wrong with you, buddy?" And I'm like, "What's wrong with me?" They're like, "Yeah, it took like, okay, I got a seated half dime. It's an 1855. I dug that out way out in the country. I dug like a 1809 Spanish piece of 8. That's pirate treasure. I fucking found that. I found like 5 gold rings, a bunch of silver ones, a bunch of costume ones, a bunch of standing Liberty quarters, a bunch of fucking dimes, a bunch of shit. These guys like, you know how it took me to get a standing Liberty quarter?